Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and we have got some news to send out your way today from behind the scenes. Plarium giving us an announcement detailing the next battle pass type mechanic to the game, but it's actually going to be a forge pass. And then on the right side of the screen, you will see a new artifact set that is going to be coming to the game as well, probably in honor of this new forge pass type mechanic. So we will get you caught up on everything going on this weekend, including the 2x void shards that will be launching as we kind of expected, and I will get you full context on all of this news. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, right now is CVC, so there is currently a 10x going on for Cardial. Let me put this away so you can see that, yeah, we got a 10x going on for Cardial for an incentive to pull shards during CVC. But remember, I've been letting you guys know for a few days now to be careful because we are probably going to be getting 2x voids this weekend. Well, now we do have that 100% confirmed and official, even though we thought it was for sure. It's always nice to get it official. But let's go through the announcement here so that we know the news coming up for the upcoming event. So the new release is just behind the corner, and one of the features that will be introduced within the new patch is the Forge Pass. Now, if you aren't familiar, Plarium did a battle pass way back in the day. I can actually pull up a little bit about this. So it was something like that where you had different versions of different pricing and would get different levels. And then as you progressed and finished some of the different quests, you would get even unlock champions and different avatars, void shards, and prizes. And then at the very end of the battle pass, the level 100 reward for finishing the entire battle pass was getting Whirlwind Frost King. But what's kind of funny about how the battle pass ended up going was the crown jewels of the battle pass back then ended up being the rare and the epic that you got, not the legendary. So there was a champion called Frozen Banshee you may be familiar with, is a very good poisoner for the clan boss. And back then, that was a really good addition to the game. A lot of people were using Frozen Banshee for like dragon farming and clan boss farming. And one of the best and most generally useful epics in the game, even to this day, Stag Knight was part of the battle pass as well. Whirlwind never really got a whole lot of love within the community or saw a whole lot of play, even though on paper his kit is pretty tanky and pretty decent, and he definitely has some utility for some teams. But it ended up being kind of funny that the rare and the epic were kind of more utilized and more used in the community. But anyway, for whatever reason, they've been hesitant to do anything like a battle pass again. This is going to be their first voyage into that direction, and this is going to be a forge pass. So I'm sure it's going to be a similar structure where you kind of level up and you complete daily and weekly quests to get towards scooping up more rewards the more quests that you finish. But this one will revolve around the artifact forge specifically, and not just the game in general. So the forge pass will focus heavily on artifacts, crafting, and other things related to that. It will be available to those who have reached at least level 40. So I did keep a diary, if you're curious, when I did a free-to-play account a while ago, and I kept track of the account level of a brand new account without spending any money. And if you're curious, I hit level 40 at day 16. So you can see right here, right in the middle of the screen, day 16 is when I went from 39 to 40 on a free-to-play brand new account. So typically players will unlock this Forge Battle Pass within about 2 or 3 weeks of playing. Then it says the Forge Pass will be shorter than the Battle Pass back in the day, which I believe it was about 8 weeks back in the day, that original Battle Pass, whereas this one will be shorter at about half the duration at 4 weeks. So just 4 weeks and 50 levels. So about basically exactly half. So that old one was 8 weeks and 100 levels. This one's going to be 4 weeks and 50 levels with a total of 500 points required to complete it. It will include both daily and weekly challenges. The daily challenges coming in 4s with a particular reset time at 9 a.m. UTC, which I believe at 9 a.m. UTC is going to be super early in the morning for Americans, like depending on where you live, somewhere around like 2 to 4 a.m. probably. And for American and for Europeans, sorry, that should be closer to around lunchtime. And so make sure to complete them before that timestamp. The weekly challenges will become available every Monday of that week while the Forge Pass is active, and they are accessible for everyone to complete as long as you're level 40, but only those with the gold pass can claim the rewards. However, it's important to say that both the core and the gold pass users will enjoy a variety of rewards. So it looks like there'll be either a free-to-play or cheap option, and then there will be a gold kind of premium option, which is very standard. It's how most of these games do these battle pass type mechanics, such as crafting materials, charms, chaos org, glyphs, and other great news in the Forge Pass that will introduce a brand new Instinct artifact set. So they're not telling us behind the scenes if there's going to be a champion or any champions involved, fragments, or anything like that. The previous one obviously had like a bunch of champions, the bears, like the Ursine bears that are in the Skinwalkers, Frozen Banshee, I think Grave Chill was in there, Stag Knight, Whirlwind. But as of right now, we're not seeing any champions be involved with this one, but it does look it's going to be involving the new artifact set that you see over in the far right of the screen, the artwork of it, and it is going to be the Instinct artifact set, which will provide your champions with 12% speed and ignore 15% enemy defense, and it will be a 4-piece set. I was hoping they would go the route that they've gone with some of these newer sets and have it be like 1 to 6. I think that's a lot of fun for customization. They could have had like you know, rank or 1 piece be 6% speed, 2-piece be 5% ignore defense, and kind of go that route and slowly work it up. But looks like it's going to be a simple 4-piece set, 12% speed and 15% ignore enemy defense, which is a pretty solid set. Honestly, it's like a hybrid of speed and savage, but obviously it's 15% ignore defense instead of 25. And then it's a symbiosis of the savage set, oh there we go, and other speed sets, as it combines the speed with the ability to ignore a portion of the target's defense. This set will come in handy for your nukers, especially the ones who lack speed. Yeah, it's a pretty generally useful set for any sort of a damage dealer. And obviously the first question is going to be, when does it start? When's this coming out? But they're not giving us any indication of that. The most we're getting is the new release just around the corner. So that could mean next week. That could mean a couple weeks from now. We don't have the exact launch date for this, but we do have a new fragment fusion already starting this next coming week. So maybe like the week after that, or maybe like 2 or 3 weeks from now, we should see this Forge Pass mechanic kind of launch into the game. Once we probably near towards the end of that fragment event is kind of what I'm guessing, but you never know. They could both launch next week. So now let's pull up the set rankings tier list here. I probably need to take a look at this. I haven't looked at this for maybe a month or two. I should probably see if there's any changes that need to be made to this. But where would this new Insight set rank, where it's got the 12% speed and the 15% ignore defense? So you've got, I do think lethal is going to be a little bit better because for your nukers, I'd probably rather have the crit rate than the speed, because typically your nuking mechanics are going to go towards the back end of your rotation, so speed is going to be of a lesser importance. You've got like your turn meter boosters, your debuffers, your buff strippers, and then the last in the rotation is your nukers. So I would still put lethal above this set. But like savage, it is 25. I would probably put it somewhere around here, somewhere at the bottom of the top tier. You know, like here in this like maybe 10 to 14 range is probably where I would put this new Insight set. So it'll definitely be a very solid set and a good addition to the game. And it looks like it's going to be one that you craft in the Forge. I would assume so anyway, because they're releasing it in correlation with a Forge Pass mechanic coming to the game. And I did talk about that new fragment event starting next week. It is going to be for Gaius the Gleeful, going to be a damage dealer based around getting a bunch of value and damage out of the bomb mechanic, which we haven't seen Plarium really pull off and really drive into the meta. But some people are going to be pretty hopeful about this one if you're curious about how the community is viewing the champion so far. From what I'm seeing, it looks like most of the community are going to be placing this at about an A-. We've got A as the most common answer, and then shading down towards B being more common than S. So it looks like the community in general is viewing an A-, which is pretty solid. So it looks like the fragments next week will be worth going for and having the capability to add him to your roster, as long as you've got the resources in place to do so. And while we're here, we can get you caught up on what is going on for the game in general. So obviously, like we said, this weekend is going to be 2x of Voids. And with the rotation going Ancient, Sacred, Void, that means it will reset after this and go back to Ancient. So you'll have 2x Ancients coming towards the end of April, and that will be the next 2x after Voids, which means next week, to kick off the Fragment event, they'll have some sort of a Summon Rush or Champion Chase next weekend, and that will be some sort of 10x or guaranteed summoning event like we just had. Pull 15 Sacreds for Kyoku. Our next guaranteed summoning event will probably be Ancient Shards, since they just had one for Sacreds. which means because of a fragment event starting next week, most of our tournament and event stuff is going to be pretty normal. The spider tournament does end the day. Really nothing super special to take note of there. I would just kind of take a look at if you want to scoop up those resources or not, but nothing wrong with skipping it as well. And then we do have the events tab here showing an artifact enhancement going on, and then champion training is ending today. So if you wanted to get in there and finish champion training, which most of you probably don't because you just had the champion training madness going on with Krisk and Masha Led and all those champions. So nothing wrong with skipping that. And it looks like we are going to be having the 3-year anniversary events kicking off starting tomorrow. Looks like we've got a Dungeon Divers event with at least some legendary Chaos Ore and some shards in there. So that should be fun to take a look at how those are implemented in the game. And the Hydra also reset today, which it does every Wednesday. So you've got 3 more keys available to spend on the Hydra today. And now let's pop in and see if there's anything worth noting in the shop here. So the gem pack. Okay, interesting. This is one I haven't seen for a while. So we'll fire out the offer sheet, and we've got the $10 for 800 gems. Yeah, the one that trickles in over the course of the whole month is obviously way better than that. Exactly a 2.0. So I would definitely spend the $10 on the daily progression gem pack as opposed to that one. The pack string for voids. This is going to be the best shard offer for high spenders, but it's not going to be ridiculously great value or anything. So if you're a high spender looking to take advantage of 2x voids this weekend, I could see that one making sense for you. The monthly pack is going to be a little bit more well-rounded, grades out to about a 2.5. The rare tomes, okay. So for a new player, let's see if this would make some sense here. We've got the $20 for 1.5. Okay, and then the gems of 400, and then the rare tomes of 20. That's epics. So 20, and boom, 1.95. So yeah, it's got to purchase them into 5, which means it's not that great. And then we touched on Lumea's skin yesterday of $40, which this was data mined a while ago. We knew it was going to be $40, but you all know the consensus on that so far. Also, CVC is coming to a close today, so make sure you're getting those points in to help your clan out, and good luck on winning your CVC. That means next week when the fragment event kicks off for the new champion that's based around bombs, we'll have an off week on CVC, and then your next CVC will be towards the end of April here in about 13 days. So that does it for this one. Let me know down below what you think about this new set and this new Forge Pass coming to the game. Would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. And I've got a couple meetings to get to, so not going to be able to do a quick stream right now like I usually do, but I will make sure and see you soon and catch up with you all tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll get to stream at a normal time and be able to figure out what all of you think by then about this new Forge Pass and the new artifact set as well. And I'll try to remember to get that added to the set tier list today. So as always, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Peace.